Welcome or welcome back to the 8th concession. My name is Natalie. Well, it's one of my favorite times of the year, strawberry season. I love strawberries and I love all the delicious things you can make with fresh strawberries. Now we're lucky here on the 8th concession. We actually have a strawberry farm really close. In fact, just one concession over. And so we can go and get them whenever we want. Of course, the problem with that is you always pick too many, right? How can you stop picking them when they are just gorgeous and red and juicy and so sweet? So I typically get more strawberries than I need for just some fresh eating. Now I do have a few strawberry plants down in my garden, but I only have 2 or 3 and they're just for snacking because they don't bring me enough to, cook or bake with. So we went and we got some. Today I want to whip up some of my favorite treats. Now I have already made some individual strawberry tortas, and this is a favorite dessert of mine. A torta is just a cake bottom. In some places I think people call them flans, but they're a little more of a sponge cake. The one I use is just like a vanilla cake. It was my mother's recipe. I'm going to link the video below where I make a strawberry torta from scratch. I went out looking for Marianne shells this year. They're sort of like the little sponge cakes with the lower center, and I couldn't actually find them in the stores anywhere. It was very disappointing. They normally have them in strawberry season in our area in the stores. I don't think I missed them, but I couldn't find them anywhere, so I had to make my own. So I've already used up some of my strawberries, but today I want to make some more of my favorite strawberry treats. Some of them are super, super easy. Some take a little bit of baking, but I would like to make strawberry parfaits, sugar-coated strawberries, and a delicious glazed strawberry loaf. So I'm going to start with the easiest one and the quickest one. And this is perfect if you have friends coming over at the last minute. You don't want to start pulling out pans and baking, but you'd like to present them with something to celebrate the fresh strawberries of the season. Really quick and easy. 3 ingredients. And that is a quick and easy strawberry parfait. Now, instead of making some sort of crumble, which I have made for cherry parfaits and I love it, today I don't have the time. It's hot out. I don't have the energy. We're going to use oatmeal cookies for our crumb base. So this is super easy. We're just going to crush up some oatmeal cookies in the food processor. I would say, depending on the size of the oatmeal cookie, these are fairly small. I'm going to use between 4 and 6 for each parfait. It doesn't have to be completely smooth. I think a little bit of texture is nice in a parfait. Now next we need our creamy element. I am going to be using whipping cream today, but you could also use yogurt, which would be nice and easy. I think even mascarpone you could use, but I'm just going to be whipping up some cream. So now we have our crushed oatmeal cookies. I have whipped cream and washed and sliced strawberries. I love how they slice into little hearts. All we have to do now is assemble. quick and easy is that? You'll be ready for your guests in no time. The next thing I want to make are sugared strawberries. Now these look really elegant and pretty on a plate. Kids certainly love them. It's basically putting a bit of a sugar coating, a candy coating on fresh strawberries. Not many ingredients, a little finicky, but definitely worth it. The first thing we want to do is wash and then completely pat dry our strawberries. You don't want any water on them, otherwise the sugar coating won't stick. And then we're going to skewer them. If you have popsicle sticks, that's great. If not, you can use bamboo skewers cut up. The coating is a simple sugar syrup. So for the amount of strawberries I'm doing today, I'm going to do half a cup of sugar plus 2 tablespoons plus a 1/4 cup of water. I'm going to give this a stir. You can see it's kind of changed color now. It's like a light tan. So what the cold water test is, you want to take obviously some cold water and you want to drop a little bit of the mixture into the cold water. You want it to make a ribbon, but you want it to snap when you take it up and bend it. You don't want it to be flexible, then it's not quite ready. So I'm going to take a bit of our mixture here. We're going to see how it does with the cold water test. Well, it's definitely making ribbons, but let's see if they snap or whether they're flexible. They do snap. They break apart. I think our mixture is ready. So we're going to take it off the heat. And all I'm going to do now is tilt this. And then I'm going to coat my berry in it and put it on the wax paper to dry. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to make today is an easy strawberry bread with a vanilla glaze on it. It is so good. And it's really not that hard. You don't even need your mixer. First thing we're going to do is preheat our oven to 350, and then we are going to grease an 8 by 4 inch loaf pan. Now this is actually an 8.5 by 4.5. That's the closest I've got. Now this loaf goes together really quickly because you're basically making something like a muffin mix where you mix the dry ingredients together first and then separately mix the wet ingredients and then just sort of fold them together and bake. And that's how this loaf is. So I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour here, and now I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. A 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon salt, and whisk that all together. Now in a separate bowl, I'm going to combine 1 egg, 3/4 cup granulated sugar or white sugar, and 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar. And to that, I'm going to add 3/4 cup of buttermilk. Now, as usual, I didn't have buttermilk in the house, So I took my measuring cup, I put in 1.5 teaspoons of white vinegar, and then added enough milk to make 3/4 of a cup, and that is my buttermilk. So let's get this all stirred together. Then we're going to add 1/3 of a cup vegetable oil. You can also use coconut oil if you like, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And as usual, I've made a mess. Now all we have to do is pour our wet ingredients into our dry ingredients. Here we go. And gently whisk it together. You do not want to overbeat this. That's why I said it's a lot like muffins. You just want all the dry ingredients wet. I'm going to switch to my spatula. Just make sure stuff on the bottom is mixed. And then we're going to pour in 1.5 cups chopped strawberries. Now, they have been mixed with flour to help stop them all sinking to the bottom of the batter. That's why they look like this. So we're only going to fold them gently into the batter. And that's it. And we're going to bake it for about an hour at 350. This easy vanilla glaze is 1/2 cup of icing sugar or confectioner sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm not really going to measure it. And then 1 tablespoon of milk or heavy cream if you have it. There you go, a table full of sweet strawberry treats. There's nothing better this time of year. I hope you give them a try. Bye for now.